So you look great. You bought the whole fit. You bought the whole fit at a thrift store today.
Yep.
Was it the thrift store that Shake works at?
Shout out STL style.
STL style. Okay. Yeah, you look unusually well dressed.
No payola. We pay full price. Yeah.
Yeah. It only took like 6 years of us paying full price at Mod for us putting the logo in there and everything. Okay, so what I overheard you saying, and this is where my head would have went, when he started doing the social conscious stuff and really doing that painting a picture thing, did you get nervous about your nerd culmination, of the nerd angles not working? What was going on in your mind when he started doing that?
It definitely, I mean, that's what I think, though, ultimately, like, you're gonna get your time, so that's more just in your head. But it made me question my whole approach, because I like to do socially aware stuff. I like to get real serious too. But in this one, I was more like, well, let's just do nerd for nerd references. Plus, there's a lot of stuff happening socially, politically in the world right now that I'm probably on the same side with him as.
Right.
And so, even if I were to say, even if I had his exact rounds and knew what he was going to do, if I were to say, well, you want to say all this stuff, but really, and try to out-conscious him, it would still just be super problematic of me to do it. So
right.
It's not really, taking it there is not the thing for me to do in this situation right this year,
Right.
So I was, more trying to go to other angles. But I think everything I pretty much agree with you on the social issues you talked about. Right. I think you're other than that, it's my fault. I agree with you on that.
Right. Now, did you see it as a tactic, using all those socially conscious bars? Did you know he was going to do all nerd stuff in your mind, where you're like, he's going to say the nerd stuff, so I'm going to pull this, this other card?
No, I've reached a new soul echelon where I am battling now, and it's no longer, it stopped being about winning or losing a long time ago, and that's one of the reasons I fell out of it. But now it's about jumping my own hurdles. And so a lot of times I don't focus a whole lot on my opponent other than my cursory knowledge, and then I watch through their battles and get whatever I can glean. And I just kind of started writing, and I had a bunch of little fragments, and by the time I was done with those fragments, I started slotting them into places that made sense, and I went, oh look, a cohesive story.
Yeah, that's weird that you say that, because it sounded like, all 3 rounds sounded very cohesive.
Like they stuck.
And like pieces, yeah.
And in the intro, you're like, in the first I'm going to do this, but that's like essay writing, right? You write the introduction first, as though you already, though you did the whole progression on purpose.
Yeah, right.
I remember the ABM battle. I don't know who it was talking. It sounded a little bit like you, but when I did the ABM battle, I did Let's Talk Magic. And then the room erupted by the end of it. And as I'm moving on, somebody behind the camera says, it's like a whole thesis. You can hear it in the battle. And it's because when I battle rap, a lot of times what I do before I start writing is I make what I call a molecule. And I'll take the person's name and put it on the page, and then I draw 3 lines. Those are my major topics,
okay?
My major points of attack. Then, off of each of them, I draw at least 3 lines, and those are all sub-points on my major points. That way, even if they rebuttal, they'll probably spend more time knocking off legs of a subject than an entire subject at a time. And even if they do, the energy it takes to destabilize a molecule is usually not worth the evil.
That's cool. It seems like you really think in images, and I think that's great advice. I mean, that's something that I've fallen, like a pitfall of mine is I just jump from thing that I'm just like, here's all the jokes I thought of. So that's I might try that.
But everything doesn't work for everybody the same, and I think it works for you because I am not a joker. I'm not great at not taking myself serious.
Right. Well, I think that both of you hit a very self-aware note that is, I'm aware people could find and will find this funny, but it's me. You're not Carter Deemsing it where you're, really trying to overdo things that are naturally inside of you. To me, both you guys have this commonality that is like, it's okay if you laugh, but here I am. And I think that's a different thing than the Carter Deems angle. Did you come right out the gate? I got to be honest, we talked at a Chicago event about the genesis of you as a rapper. But did you come out the gate with being a nerd rapper in mind, or did it evolve into that?
No. When I first started battling, I was only Black Mage because the moniker made sense. It was a small guy that destroys, right? And it wasn't about being a nerd or anything like that, and people really didn't even focus on it because they didn't know what that was.
Right.
It's only recently when I started battling that people dove. For instance, I was never a Harry Potter fan. My wife is. But I had to watch the entire Harry Potter series just to be safe from Harry Potter jokes. Like, they forced me down this nerd path sometimes. In the battle with the Indian dudes, V-Sin, I'm like, you talk more magic than me.
Right.
And so at this point, I just keep it prepared just in case I have to use magic.
Well, it's kind of like when you love horses, so every Christmas you get like another horse paperweight, and you get like the horse poster, and you're like, damn, I never even liked horses like that. Or like, you know, it's like the wrong breed of horse.
Yep.
And Pompey, I know a lot more about your history, although you technically had battled before we met, and your first stuff, wasn't your first rap about chess?
It was one of the first complete verses I had written. You know, before I knew when it was a 16, so I could have stopped writing. Was like for RZA's. They were launching an episode, a website called Woo Chess, and it was for like a contest to get a like lifetime subscription to Woo Chess. But I was like, oh crap! If I write a verse about chess, then RZA is gonna judge it.
Yeah.
You know, and so I didn't happen to win. Someone who broke the rules by having a beat when you weren't allowed to. Won.
That's very RZA.
But also, yeah. But you know, I remember being at the time praised for like my content in the comments, but that my delivery was terrible, which it was absolutely, because I was thinking about Mr. Liff and like Jizza and really deadpan people like Guru and whatever, and I don't have that voice.
Right.
It was before I knew what I'm supposed to sound like, which I maybe know now.
Yeah. I think it took a while for you to find I always think of the word pompous, but the kind of just cocky, I'm not trying too hard at this kind of thing.
You know what's beautiful about the word pompous? I talk to people a lot, and sometimes I get called arrogant, and I like to correct them because I like being an asshole when people are mean. And they go, he's arrogant, and I go, no, I'm pompous. If I was arrogant, my confidence in myself would be unfounded. The difference between arrogance and being pompous is when you're pompous, you know you're the shit. So
that's
like,
amazing.
You know,
Sorry, excuse me. I mean, you're condescending.
Exactly.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I do the same thing with like people are like, you're so sarcastic. I'm like, no, I'm tongue in cheek. I'm saying what I mean. It's just fucking awful.
Yep. Oh my God.
I'm just saying some shit I shouldn't. You had a music project come out.
Oh yeah.
And I set it aside and I haven't listened to it.
Hold This
But
L.
Is this okay? I thought you were telling me that. I thought you were like.
No. The name of the album is Hold This L.
And now in it, are you in character, or can you just talk about it a little bit? Or in
Hold This
character?
L.
Are you on brand?
Yeah. Sort of.
Yeah.
Here's the thing is that I'm Black Mage, but I'm kind of an all-purpose nerd. I'm an eclectic mix. So while Black Mage is Final Fantasy based, I kind of go across a bunch of ranges. In this particular project, it's more Super Smash Brothers focused than anything.
Really?
Earthbound is the name of Ness's video game for Nintendo, also called Mother. Yeah, Earthbound is the name of the intro, and you hear in the intro there are little voice clips from Ness, the Super Smash, and stuff like that. And then the second song is called Main, which is what Super Smash Brothers call their favorite characters.
Oh, okay.
And then the rest of the album is kind of conceptual and on brand. Like third song's Black Magic, fourth song is Blue Moon, fifth song is Pyramids, which is one of my favorites. It's just a short quasi-political piece. But I'm working on an expansion right now for it. Yeah, I'm working on the Hold This L expansion, and when I get done with the Hold This L expansion, I'm going to make hard copies of the whole thing, and it's going to be called Hold This LP Game of the Year Edition.
Oh, whoa, okay.
Because I'm a nerd.
Clever, yeah, that's clever. Yeah, did you ever listen to, I was obsessed with this, is Dumbfounded's group, the Super Mario Brothers? They only rap video game references. Open Mike Eagle, before he was like a name. This is like, what, 08? I want to say 07, 08.
Yeah.
It's him, Open Mike Eagle, and this dude that retired now named Psychosis. You should check it out. It's all 8-bit beats.
Yeah, 3 Pipes Down is my favorite on that.
And it's on my YouTube channel, so look up Kelly Betts on YouTube, and I exclusively have that on my channel, Lost Project, The Load Project.
And if you go to my channel, there's a 19-minute loop of the Route 209 theme from Pokemon. Just throwing that out there. It's beautiful.
Oh, where's your album platform-wise?
Everywhere digitally.
Everywhere?
I got it on my Spotify. It's
All right.
It's good. It's
All
very
right.
good.
That's good to hear. Do you want to talk about where you're at with music? Like, what's your relationship with music right now? If you want to spoil anything, I know something is in the works slowly.
Yeah, so you are one of the only reasons I'm like still making music, because over the last 2 years I've got maybe 10 features on your stuff, but I haven't really
probably
done solo stuff because I put my energy into other places. Obviously, was very involved in organizing NoCos for a while, and really I want to make another full album at some point. But
because how long ago did your album? You have one full-length album.
Yeah.
Reinventing the Wheel.
Reinventing the Wheel.
And now, how long has that been now? Like 6 years?
5 years. Yeah, it came out in 2015.
Okay.
And basically, it stands up pretty well. I'll want to put a lot of work into something that'll follow that up. I think, but we also did do we've done a lot of then it's like rarities after that, right? We did, the Lost Music Secret album as well. And
count that.
That's kind of like a Kelly and Ray album, even with all the guest spots. And so, but I know that I'm not on the level of focus, maybe not talent either, but certainly not on the level of focus as people who do music close to full time. And I don't want to pretend I am by putting out a bunch of stuff that I half-ass. The few people that follow that I rap, I'm not going to let you down. I'm not going to waste your time when there is content.
And you're your own engineer, recording-wise. You're your own engineer, and you're making the beats. So if anything can let you halfway off the hook, at least I'll let you off. But that's a lot more work. A lot more is on your shoulders.
Yeah. Well, also though, I don't start the creative conversation very often. Usually I continue it, and that's why I've helped move a lot of your projects along, either with features, engineering, so on and so forth. And you're a conversation starter. And so I find if I can be an enabler for a few people that already know what they want to say, and I can help them say it, then that's an easier place for me to be in. I don't know why that is, but without a feedback loop, it's hard for me to create.
It's good to know where you're at. Oh, okay.
Title match.
Hey, Shake.
So thanks for a great battle, Mage.
Bro, I told everybody it was going to be fine.
Yeah, that was amazing. I just gotta say, that was an amazing battle. Hell yeah, that was crazy. Guys, if you haven't heard, Pompey and I's project Lost Music is a tribute to the Wu-Tang, which basically means we both pretended to be RZA for a year. Ray made some beats, a lot of our collaborators made beats, but it's just a huge hodgepodge of talent. So you've got I think over 9 rappers and over 10 producers, and
the song you can find online in full is Counterpunch.
It's all online now on the
it's all
No
online
Coast,
now? Okay,
YouTube.
Lost Music.
Yep, Lost Music, because it was released exclusively. I'm gonna interview this dog. It was released exclusively at first on CD. Sorry guys, I don't have a phone on me, so this dog is my hero. Hell yeah.
You should probably clear out and let them